Well, welcome to the first set of videos that I am doing for community recovery as it relates to leadership. I'm Dr. Mark Vandermeer. I'm the Executive Director of Community Recovery, and what I'm going to be doing here today is introducing living leadership. Living leadership. Lead to serve. Because when we lead, we are serving. And we are servant leaders as Christ modeled for us in the Bible. And with Community Recovery, as many of you who are watching and are watching on our YouTube channel know that we do Community Recovery every Monday night, every Friday night, and we've got dinner, worship, groups, and it's all based on Jesus Christ and the 12 steps. In the same way, we want to equip you. We want to help you as God is calling you to leadership in whatever arena, whatever way. There are principles from the Bible that we want to make sure that we pass on to you, as I have been given, and as Pastor Greg, also Mama Bear, Sarah has been given, and others of us, as we've learned, as we've grown, as we've made mistakes, as we've been through it all. So today I want us to come together. I want to give to you what we have gleaned, what we've learned. And the first thing is this. At Community Recovery, our vision is to bridge. To bridge. We are to bridge people from here to there, from recovery, or rather from the chaos and the addiction, the hurt, the habit, the hang-up, bridge them over to God, where He is. He's right here with us, and to reconnect with Him, and of course where God then restores you and all that God brings to us and us to them, and where we become all that God has created us to be, and then to the community as well. So we're bridging from here to there. Here to there. And then from there, we learn how to serve. As we serve, we lead. Why? Because when we serve someone else, as we say in recovery, if you're having a bad day, just go out and serve somebody. Help somebody else. Get out of you. It's not about you. It's all about God and what God is doing inside of you, and therefore through you on the outside, inside out. So we want to think about what leadership and the 12 steps, how those two integrate, how those two come together, how those two are woven naturally. And I'm in the process of writing a book proposal that will, at one day, maybe a year from now or a couple of years from now, I'll have the book done. But the idea is to write in a book these same principles I'm giving you today in short, in the next 12 videos or 13, depending on how the series goes. And so with step 1 in leadership, it's the 12 steps where we are surrendering to God. We surrender to God. And as we surrender to God, that's what step 1 is about. If you want to lead, as I said earlier, it's not about you. And if it's not about you, then what are the first things we need to do every time we wake up and our feet hit the floor and we're ready to go out that door and to serve God? What do we do? Well, step 1 says we admit that we are powerless. That's the key verb. We admit. If we admit, it comes out. It doesn't stay in. We admit that we're powerless. We admit that we can't handle it. We admit that we are not in control. That's the big deal. And when we admit, then we place God over me. God over me. If God is over me, if He is Lord of my life, director of my life, then God is the one who is going to help me move forward in my day and also in my life. Because every day is a process of surrender and a process of having God having God being Lord of me, because it's too easy as human beings to fall right back in the trap of saying, oh yeah, I've got it. I can handle it. And we can't. The book of Romans says, Romans 3:23, for all have fallen short of the glory of God. Not just some, all, me too. And in James 4, James chapter 4, in James 4, God tells us through James, the writer, he says, humble yourself before the Lord, which means that we surrender. We are literally on our knees and we say, God, I surrender. We humble ourselves before the Lord. And the Bible verse then says, that verse in James 4 says, he will lift you up. He will lift you up. That's the good news. That's the beginning of leadership. So that you're not to humble others. God does that. But God humbles you to make you faithful, available, and teachable. We like to say in ministry to be fat all the time. Now, I'm not talking about being fat. But to be fat. F-A-T. And if we are fat people, we are faithful. We are available. We are teachable. Always ready to say, hey, I don't have it together. Hey, I haven't arrived. I never will. Hey, I need help too. But I'm faithful here. I'm available here for God. And I want to be teachable so I can improve, be better for the Lord as God directs me and not me or anybody else. Although God puts people in our lives, of course, those who are in authority over us and so on, yes, given that. But we learn how to lead by serving by leading. Well, that's part 1 today. Step 1 in living leadership. That's the theme. Living out your leadership, leading to serve. Thanks, everybody.